What I'm about to show you might be the easiest 10K a month business opportunity that you can start right away after watching this video. Now that might seem overwhelming, but it is absolutely possible. Creating viral reels is something that any business would pay for. In fact, I know brands that are paying 5K a month minimum to have people full-time creating viral reels. But they don't need to be there, because if you learn these skills, you can replace them. And it's very, very easy to do. You only need 3 tools to make this happen. We're going to use Claude, we're going to use Midjourney, and we're going to use ElevenLabs. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this using prompts that I've already prepared for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to iterate the process yourself using Claude, how to generate the videos using Midjourney, and how to create the actual audio and the sound effects using ElevenLabs. And by the end of this video, you can be charging brands thousands of dollars a month to do exactly what I'm about to show you in the next 30 minutes.
Teaching the world what they need to know. This is your show, The Prompt Show.
Okay, so to start, we're going to open up Claude AI and we're going to use a prompt that I've already prepared for you inside the prompt library over here. So the prompt is already written for you. And by the way, you can get access to this prompt by going to 5daysprint.beehive.com. The link is down in the description. Enter your email here and you'll get access to this prompt library in Notion, which has all the kind of prompts throughout all my channels and videos and everything as well. But this specific prompt will be in there and you can just copy and paste it directly into Claude. So there we go. And I will show you exactly what we're going to do with this in just a second. Now, the important thing here is I'm going to be showing you the principles of how to actually use Midjourney, ElevenLabs, Claude, and an editing tool to be able to create these viral clips. And it's something that anyone can do without any technical background. But it's your job to figure out exactly which type of niche you want to apply this to. Maybe it's for your own brand. Maybe you want to start your own YouTube channel to share tutorials or information or stories or whatever it is that can generate a load of viewers for you. Or you might actually want to pick up these skills to do this service for a brand, which I think is the most valuable part of this skill set. So first of all, let's go into Claude and let's just paste in that prompt that I just gave you. Okay. And you'll see that there are some variables that we need to figure out. I'm just going to, it's just over here. It's kind of structured a bit better. So when you paste it, what you're going to do is, let me just add some spaces for you guys actually, because I think that will make it a bit easier to see each section. Cool. So when you paste, don't press Command V to paste because it will do it as sort of like one block of text. Instead, press Command Shift V, which will break it up slightly. So you kind of get the separate lines over here. And you can use Shift and Enter just to separate them out. I just do this just so I can see the sections a bit clearer of the prompt. Okay. So there are 5 elements here that you're going to want to edit. So I've put these in for you, so it makes it a lot easier. And you only have to worry about these elements at the top of the prompt. Everything else at the bottom, you can tweak and change. So you can have a look at it and see if there's anything you want to change. For example, the duration of the video or anything like that. But this is generally designed for a 30-second viral reel, which will be made up of 6 5-second videos, which is what we're going to create inside of Midjourney. Okay. So here's the thing you want to do. First of all, you want to tell Claude, what your topic is going to be. So you can pick a topic. Now, I'll just pick something generic. So let's say topic, how to remove stains from any clothing item. Let's just create like a tutorial. Subject or skill, let's just call it like home. I don't know, subject skill, just like, self-care, I suppose. Target audience. Let's target this towards, maybe, university or college students. So you can say maybe 18 to 21 year olds. Main takeaway. And again, these things, if you want, there are some examples here. If you want to, use the main takeaway, or maybe you might already know what you want the takeaway to be from the video, but you can just sort of like highlight this here and just write, you tell me. Question mark, if you just want the AI to figure it out. And video style is very interesting. This is how you can create different types of video styles. Maybe you want something more animated. Maybe you want something to be a bit more realistic. So you can actually play around with this because Midjourney is very good at creating loads of different types of styles. So if you actually go to Midjourney and go to the explore section, you can see that, look, we've got hyper realistic videos over here. It's almost like it's a shot with a real camera in real life, but it's actually AI generated. And then you can kind of, this is very funny. Look at this. Really cool. And then you can also do some sort of like animated style videos. These are things with obviously cats, and you've got like different types of things that you can do like this as well. So you can really play with kind of the artistic style. In the prompt, you can see there are different sort of styles that we can apply, but I'm going to go for, let's go for 3D animated. I like the idea of that. So let's go 3D animated for this. And that's all you really need to do. And you can just run the prompt from there. And what you'll get is a table. And the table will have the script itself that we're going to use in ElevenLabs later on. And it will give you the prompt for Midjourney. And it's going to give you it as a table. So each scene is reflective of, the script in each scene is reflective of the video as well, because it's kind of giving it to you at the same time. So let's have a look. It's probably, so he's trying to actually write it for 18-year-olds as well, which is really cool. So we're going to come to that in a second, but just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's possible with these type of videos. Now, this is a viral type of reel look we're going to go for, but just in general, you can use this concept for any type of faceless channel, right? So if you look at some of these channels here, you've got Soothing Pod, for example. They've got about 156k subscribers, but some of their videos have got like millions of views over here. And they're basically just stories. So I'll play you a little bit of one here.
Hello. As he lifted higher and higher into the heavens, he loved the way the golden sun reflected. That would...
Okay, so this one's a little bit poor because they're just using one video for the whole thing. But you can imagine now for every single part of the script, you can change the video and basically have like these stories, these bedtime stories that are getting millions of views. And they're just like a bedtime story with a soothing voice. And, videos that are created with probably, it's not even Midjourney at this point because it was done a little while ago, 3 years ago. So imagine how good they could be now. Another one is like this infographic show, which is pretty cool. They got 15 million subscribers. But like,
what about
like
sailing the open sea alone? Would you ever want to? For many of us, it might sound like fun, exciting, or simply relaxing to take some time away from our day-to-day lives, like enjoying a nice vacation. Perhaps picturing yourself on a boat with beautiful sunshine and salty sea air is appealing to you. And at graduation.
So you can see just from some of these examples that you can kind of, use the same process and just sort of like, take it wherever you want. You can create these channels with, these different types of tutorial videos, infographics, bedtime stories, whatever it is to actually, build your own YouTube channel off the back of it and not even ever have to be in front of the camera. But this type of style, I think, is really interesting because it gets you into the flow of creating faceless content, but also using AI to help you actually create the script and do most of the hard work for you. So all you've got to do is stitch things together using this sort of manual process I'm going to show you right now, which is super easy. So we have the prompt now. Now here's what we'll do. We're basically going to open up midjourney.com as I showed you here, and you're going to click create. When you click create, all you're going to want to do is copy this Midjourney video prompt. So let's do the first scene. We're going to copy this and just paste it in here, and let's just see what comes out. And the good thing is as the content starts being generated, you will be able to actually see, how you feel about the style. Like, is it something that resonates for you? Do you want to tweak something? Do you want to change something? Are you happy with it? Do you want to go a bit more realistic? Do you want to go a bit more animated? Whatever it is, you can sort of just look at this and tweak. It kind of looks like the guy's being shot, doesn't it? They can have a huge ketchup stain. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and say to Claude. Now this is really interesting. You can just kind of screenshot here using Command Control Shift 4 allows you to screenshot and copy. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to hit this in Midjourney and I'm going to say, not sure about the ketchup example since the image looks kind of gory. Let's change the example. Okay. And so you can just give it feedback as if you were speaking to an actual video editor or a social media marketing manager and get them to do this. And again, this kind of, as you're listening to this and watching this video, you're probably getting a good sense of where I'm going with this. Whereas where you can actually do this type of service for a brand. Like, and it might seem simple. It might seem like, well, you're just using Claude and you're just using Midjourney and ElevenLabs and you're just kind of like pasting things in and downloading and stitching them together in the editing software. And that's the beauty of this. It is simple, but it's not something that many people are going to want to do, right? If you said to people, create a viral reel, normally at a business, they're going to go and hire a social media agency or a social media marketing expert, and they're going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars a month, and they're going to get strategy and all these types of things just to be able to create content. Whereas if you just learn these skills, you can go to these businesses and say, hey, here are some examples of reels I've created. I can do this for your brand, and you can pay me $500 a month for 5 videos, 10 videos, or, $1,000, $1,500 a month, whatever it might be. But you can have 5, 6, 10 brands that are taking you no time at all. You could probably do, tens of videos in a single day for one brand. And it's almost like a part-time gig that can make you extra side income doing this for brands just because they won't want to learn this process, which you are here learning from. So let's continue with the video now and see if we can actually generate something cool here. Hey, real quick. If you're enjoying this video, then you will love my private and exclusive AI community, where you can watch in-depth, step-by-step tutorials that will help you build revenue-generating AI skills in 5 days. That's why I call it the 5-day sprint. And hundreds of members are already getting a head start. Like Daniel, who's building his own local directory using Zapier, Webflow, and Ahrefs. Or Junaid, who's created a stunning recipe website that will rank him #1 in Google using my framework. I've helped the world's biggest brands introduce AI into their workflows. And trust me, it's not rocket science. I've used the same 5-day sprint system that's helped me build my own websites that generate me an extra income every month. And now you can steal all of my prompts, templates, tools, and tricks to do the same. I've put together an entire classroom with everything from beginner skills to help you get started and more advanced skills using tools like Webflow, Zapier, Claude, and more. I'm in the community every day to give you a helping hand. And there are some amazing people just like you that you can connect with. I'll be hosting a live, private AI demo in the next few days. So jump in to join me and get instant access to the 5-day sprint framework. I've put the link in the description below. Can't wait to see you in there. Now back to the video. Okay, so we gave our feedback to to Claude. There's so many tools I get confused. To Claude. And Claude has gone and cleaned this up and gone with a coffee stain now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, go into Midjourney and just paste this in and see what it looks like with a coffee stain. I'm using the turbo mode. And so you can buy sort of extra credits. I think I'm paying $20 a month for this. And, this is so funny because this looks even funnier because the guy just basically pooped himself. But let's go with it. Let's roll with it. All right, cool. Now, what we also want is to maintain character consistency, don't we, in each of the videos? So I wonder if we'll be able to do this just using Claude prompts alone, or if we will need Midjourney to help us with this. So let's see where we go. I'm going to just say here, I want you to also maintain character consistency in each prompt. So describe the character in detail for Midjourney. Also add aspect ratio real dimensions for Midjourney. Okay, so let's see if we can just get some sort of character consistency. This is one way of doing it. You can actually get character consistency inside of Midjourney itself, but I want to just see if we can do it using the prompts alone. See, it's kind of having to rewrite the whole thing for us right now, but we'll let it do that. It was good for you guys to see how I'm actually talking to Claude and iterating, and that's a huge part of the process that I go through with no matter what I'm doing using AI is just kind of getting started, not having to have the perfect prompt and the perfect setup straight away, just having a template, getting in, and then adapting it to my specific use case, right? And so that's what you want to do. You want to give it screenshots and feedback and then get it to adjust as you're going. So here we go. It's given us a bit more of a description now of this guy. And so let's try again. We're now going to hit this and we will wait for this to generate. And while it's generating, we can look at our script over here. So the script, it actually gives us a purpose for the actual reel as well. So it's actually thinking about the hook and these sort of mechanisms that we need to make a reel go viral. So it says the hook is going to be a relatable disaster moment that immediately grabs attention. Okay, so this says, no, not my favorite shirt, but wait. Okay, so we're going to copy this over here. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that in just a second. Cool. Okay. So college student, all right, cool. So I suppose the one thing that I might need to mention is just the gender of the person. So let me just tell Midjourney here. What it's doing is it's saying same character. You can't say same character in a different prompt because Midjourney loads each prompt individually as if it's new. So you have to describe again. Also, make sure you mention the gender. Cool. So let's again let it iterate and see what it comes back with this time around. Okay, so away it goes. Creating, so let's hit this first one. Here you go, we're going with a young woman. Not cliche at all for cleaning, is it? All right, let's throw this in. And we'll use this one unless it's absolutely terrible, but it won't be. And so we can get on to the next part of it. Cool. So there we go. We've got our character. And our character has a coffee stain. And in fact, the fact that it doesn't completely look like a coffee stain might actually also grab attention. So really cool. Okay, so are we happy with that? Yes, we are. Now, here's what we'll do. The next step of this process is going to be taking this script over here that is generated. We're going to copy that. I'm going to go to ElevenLabs. I'm going to go to text to speech in ElevenLabs. And when you open up text to speech, you'll be able to enter some text here and choose a voice. And the voice can then generate, the ElevenLabs will actually generate the script that you put in there using the voice that you've chosen. So this is a voice I have here.
छोटी गुड़िया ने जैसे ही जादुई
Okay, so that's an Indian one because my daughter was playing around with it. Here's an English one.
Let me know in the comment section below. This is the COD archive, and I'll see.
It was a nice day as far as Mondays.
So she sneaked up from behind me and didn't notice that I've already noticed her.
Okay, so you can see how you can get different voices.
Just trust yourself. Then you will know how to live. Just trust yourself.
Okay.
You will know.
So you can pick different voices. You can actually go to voices up here and actually pick a specific voice that you're looking for. So it's really cool because you can just there's so many interesting voices and you can filter as well and find different voices if you want a female voice. Let's go with, I wonder, what type of voice do we want? Do you want like a narration? Yeah, kind of, I do want that kind of viral, real type of voice. I wonder, how we might get that. Let me see if I can type in real, what comes up. No, it doesn't really say anything, but let's see, viral.
200 से अधिक
Viraj. No, I don't want Viraj. I'm getting a lot of Hindi voices here, aren't I? All right, let's just clear this and let's just see if we can find one that we like quickly. But you guys can kind of play around with this and find different voices yourself. So let's go to trending voices.
The room was silent.
I had been sitting by the lake.
私の声は
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay, Hallie is cool. So let's go with Hallie. Let's add to our voices. That's what you click over here, add to my voices. And now, just a second, this voice will be in your libraries. Then you go to text to speech, and now we'll be able to select Hallie here. There we go. And we can paste in that content from Claude. And then we hit generate speech.
No, not my favorite shirt. But wait.
Okay, that's a bit too fast. So we can actually slow it down here using the speed.
No, not my favorite shirt. But wait.
So that's cool. Well, let's try it a little bit slower.
No, not my favorite shirt. But wait.
What's this look like?
No, not my favorite shirt. But wait.
Okay, that can kind of work. I kind of liked it around 0.85, 0.9.
No, not my favorite shirt. But wait.
Cool, that's good. Okay, and that will be our first audio clip. And then we can just basically hit download here. And we download. And so now we have that audio file, and we have a image here that we can use. Now, we want to turn this image in Midjourney into a video. And to do that, you're basically going to click this animate button here. So we can pick one of these that we like. So let's say we want to go with this one over here because she seems a bit more shocked. But then also a bit more natural over here. Let's see. Okay, let's hit animate on this one. And again, Midjourney, in just a few moments, will create the video that you can start using in your, here you go. Horrified. It's the word horrified that doesn't like. Okay, so, okay, let me just, so there will be things like that in Midjourney that might cause you blockers. If they do, just go into, like, you can speak in the same Claude chat, but I don't want to rewrite the whole thing. So I'm just going to say, modify this to remove the word, remove anything horror related and replace with something more acceptable for Midjourney's terms of use. Okay. I'm just going to get to write it for me. Oh, surprised. Okay, cool. Slightly exaggerated. There you go. Well, that might be better. Again, these are things that you can probably, put into your prompts, but let's generate the image again. A lot of trial and error, going back and forth, making sure this is right. But hopefully once you guys got a flow of this, it will just be nice, smooth sailing after that. Now, okay, we'll let that generate. Good. We can see there's some character consistency, by the way, because every time we're generating the prompt, we're getting a similar character, which is good news because that is what we want. So, okay, this seems nice. So let's go with, this doesn't look too good. All right. Let's see over here. This is not bad. Okay. Let's go with this one and hit animate. There we go. And let it run. And hopefully it should work this time round. What could be the issue here? I wonder. Animating. Oh, let's see. I'm going to screenshot this and give it to Claude and say, what could be the issue here? Let's see. No, I think we should see if we can get that to work because we do want to keep that character consistency. Let me try again. See if it works this time round. Otherwise, I'm going to try one other technique. Actually, there is one more thing that we need to do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to take this photo. Let's try this method. We're going to take this photo. Let me just download this over here. Let's try this way. Let's download that. And then let's go add image. I'm going to try this. If I can just drop this in there. And then we can select that as a starting frame. Okay. And now we can write our prompt. Let's try this. So let's see what happens here. If we just paste it like that, will it generate? Okay, still giving us a little bit of a headache. So let's see. Let's try something a little bit different. Let's do, I want you to rework this as I'm getting issues with Midjourney's terms of use. I think words like horrified might be causing an issue. Let's not include any faces for now and just focus on the idea of it as a tutorial. Okay, let's go with this. Let's see what happens here. Cool. So overhead view of shirt. Okay, so here we're gonna try this. So let's see if this works better. I did like the voice though with that we got here. That was pretty cool because
No, not my favorite shirt. But wait.
so it just shows you, by the way, how realistic things can be. If you want to use that first scene and animate it, and you want to add that voice in, that's like really cool. And then you can go into like a narration voice after. But let's just see if we can get something, working the way we want it to right now. Okay, so this is something that might work for us. So let's go with this type of image here. We're going to hit animate now. And let's see what we get from the video generation. So hopefully Claude will start, Midjourney will start generating. There you go. It's starting now, which is good. Okay. So it's starting to actually generate the video for us. And while it's doing that, let's take this text, paste it in here.
Coffee stain disaster. Don't panic. We've got this.
Okay, cool. So let's download that. And then we're going to wait for this video to generate. And while that's generating, we can also go ahead and start adding the next scene as well. So there we go. We can add that in too. Animate a flat layer of floor, essential. Okay. So what's it saying here? You need 4 things. That's quite cool. I do like the idea of that. Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right. So let's animate one of these as well now. 1, 2. I like this. So let's animate this. Okay. So let's see what this video looks like. Almost done. 92%. Okay. There we go. Pretty cool. So you get these nice sort of videos that you can like use straight away. This could actually be really cool. Like you could actually create a whole channel just basically like college student hacks, or like, things for actually college students, especially the fact that they use TikTok and, social media. This might actually be a really cool thing. You just create hacks for college students to actually help them out with like, life. Not a bad idea at all. I wonder if someone's done that. So now what you can do is once you're happy with the video, you get 4 different options and you can just pick one. Once you've picked one, we will hit download. And then we have our audio over here as well. So I'm going to open up the video and then I'm going to use a editing tool. So you can use any editing tool. You can use CapCut, which is pretty easy to use. Final Cut Pro is easy to use. I use Premiere Pro. That's my tool of choice, but that's also easy to use. But some people might find it overwhelming, but you can use whichever one you want. At the end of the day, we're just putting clips in and, adding things together. So there's nothing complex we're doing. And so I'm just going to drag this in and now I have my video scene. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my audio as well. So we had our audio clip here. Audio clip, this one.
Coffee stain disaster. Don't panic.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just drag that into my scene. There we go. And we'll let that play.
That's coffee stain disaster. Don't panic. We've got this.
Cool. So that's a nice start to our reel.
Coffee stain disaster. Don't panic. We've got this.
Okay. And now what you can do is you can carry on with the rest of the scenes, rest of the shot. So now we've got a soap one, great. And we want to create a video of this. So there we've got a nice few videos. Which one do we like? This one, does this one look a bit more natural? That sponge just came out of nowhere, but that's cool. That kind of works. All right, let's download this. Again, you can iterate this. You can kind of open up a Claude chat, change the background. You can actually edit the parts of the prompt yourself while you're writing them in if you want to make things a bit more customized. So you do kind of have this like freedom to just iterate things and play with them as you want. Now I'm going to take this part of the reel, throw this in here. So this will be our next segment, and we're going to go ahead and get the audio for that as well. So let's go back in here and take this text, go in here and paste it. And again, you can change the audio if you want. If you want to kind of change the audio up as you go.
Dish soap, vinegar, baking soda, and a clean cloth.
Cool. Download. And then we have our second audio. And so we'll let that just download. There we go. And we can drop that in. So we've got sort of the first few seconds of our reel, just like that. So
coffee stain disaster. Don't panic. We've got this. You only need 4 things. Dish soap, vinegar, baking soda, and a clean cloth. You only need...
So we just drag this back a bit.
Panic. We've got this. You only need 4 things: dish soap, vinegar, baking soda, and a clean cloth.
Okay, so that's cool. Obviously, it doesn't look like saying baking soda. You know, you could kind of, you know, tweak that a little bit in the prompt. So make sure it specifically shows baking soda. But again, just show you the principles of what's possible using this technique. And then let's generate the third one, just to give you an example. And then from that point, you guys kind of get the idea of what we're doing. So let's throw this one in to Midjourney, just like that. And we're going to let it generate. And so again, a very cool, very easy copy and paste, drag and drop type of system that you can use here. So go hands using silver spoon to gently scoop away coffee grounds from white fabric surface. Cool. All right. There we go. I wonder why. Interesting. They went from coffee. So what does it do here? It says use silver spoon to gently scoop away coffee grounds. Why would we have actually coffee on it though? Step 1, gently scrape away any excess. Okay, fine. That's what it's trying to tell us to do. Not that you'd have coffee grounds on it, but cool.
Step 1, gently scrape away any excess. Never rub it in.
Okay. And again, you know, you could see if there's anything here that specifically stands out to you, and you can hit animate. So just using this process, you can keep going, keep iterating, keep tweaking, and you can start to actually create content that works really well for your specific use case. And you can play around with it with all different types of tutorials, all different types of, you know, industries. And this is certainly something that if you just keep tweaking and playing with it, you can get a style and a format that works really well, either for your own channel or for something that you can do for a brand and that the brand will pay you for. And as a bonus, if you want to, you can go into ElevenLabs and click on sound effects to generate sound effects for parts of a video. So let's say we have, this scene here of sort of like an open window and a cityscape in the background. You can first of all just go to ElevenLabs and just explore the sounds they already have. So I could type in like city and I could get sound effects already that are generated by other people. So let's see here. That's a bit short. Okay, that's horrible. So that's not bad. But what we could do is you could just go over here and click generate and say soundscape of soundscape from inside a dorm room at a college campus with urban city sounds from outside the window, slightly windy day. And click generate. And then now ElevenLabs will go ahead and they'll start to actually generate these audio samples for you as well. So you can just wait for it to go ahead and do that. Yes, I was building something with my kids the other day, which was really cool. And we were doing all these kind of superhero sound effects. And then you have these samples you can listen to. Okay, the third one's not bad, so you can just download that, whichever one you want, or again, you can iterate and tweak things as you want. We're going to open that up, and then we are going to drag that into our first clip. You can just put that in there.
Coffee stain disaster? Don't panic, we've got this. You only need 4 things.
So I might just want to cut that out here. I might not want it to go all the way.
Coffee stain disaster? Don't panic, we've got this. You only need 4 things: dish soap, vinegar, baking soda, and a clean cloth.
Cool. So that's pretty cool.
You only need 4 things: dish soap, vinegar, baking soda, and a clean cloth.
So that's pretty cool. You can get these like sound effects that you can layer onto it as well. And again, just like kind of stack this thing up. And once you've got that, you can then use an app like Captions or CapCut to actually be able to add, you know, auto captions onto the video as well. So you actually get that viral reel style. So let's see if we can actually do that right now. So if I create a new project, yeah, that's fine. Let's just export this current clip, just these few seconds we've got, just so I can show you a little bit of an example of what you would do. So if I were to export this into my bin folder, I want to match source so we get the size right, and I can just export this. So just to give you a small example of how you'd use CapCut to do captions, this is how I would do it. Open up CapCut. It's very, very simple. I'll go here, go to my file, and drop it in, go to text, and then captions, and auto-generate captions and generate. And then very, very quickly, the captions will just generate for you inside of CapCut. And I'm on a free version, by the way. So you kind of pay for a paid version if you want more like stylized effects, but you can already get an idea of it.
Coffee stain disaster? Don't panic, we've got this. You only need 4 things.
Okay, and so then you can go into the text sections here, and then you can just sort of play around with like, the font, and different styles. You can make it kind of like this. Let's make the stroke a bit bigger. Like that. And then you can edit the text as well if you want to by going to captions, and you can change all the text over here, and then we can see what it looks like. Let's just make it a bit full screen.
Coffee stain disaster? Don't panic, we've got this. You only need 4 things. Dish soap, vinegar, baking soda, and a clean cloth.
So there you go. That's an example of how you can do that. And all of that, the entire process really without all of the iterating, didn't take us too long, probably less than 10 minutes. So those are just a few examples of how you'd actually use these tools, but the outcome is huge, especially in terms of value to another business. So even if you're not doing this for yourself, which you can do, what you can do with these skills for another business is not something to be taken lightly. You can genuinely start going to brands and start saying to them, hey, here are a couple of viral reels I've created. I would love to create some for you guys for free for your said product. And if you're happy with them, or, you can set a metric, say if any one of the videos I create, or I will keep creating videos for you until one of them gets over 100K views, for example, at which point you agree to pay me $1,000 a month, $500 a month, whatever it might be. And you can go to brands and just line them up and be doing this. And you can make a very, very, very good income just creating content using this exact process that I've just shown you. So have a little play around. I think you guys will definitely enjoy doing this. And even if it's just for fun for yourself, I think you'll find this very, very rewarding. So I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you in the next video.
Teaching the world what they need to know. This is your show.